Hello there. I'm Daniel Addams. Welcome to my 31 Days of Halloween Makeup Challenge. Today's look is obviously a send-up of the original 1973 horror film, The Exorcist. If you like this look and you want to see how I did it, stay tuned. So I'm going to start out with 99% alcohol, and I'm going to clean off the areas of the skin where I'm going to be using my gel effects. I'm going to take a purple glue stick and glue my brows down. I'm using a fine-tooth comb to brush that glue through the hairs and flatten them down onto my skin. While that's drying, I'm going to test out a Prozade transfer that I made not too long ago. I just wanted to see how this was going to look, and I'm kind of carving a scar into it because it was originally just supposed to be a welt. So I'm just playing around with this. Next up, I'm going to mark out all of the areas where I'm going to place my Exorcist scars. So on the chin, the nose, the forehead, and of course that iconic one on the neck. Okay, now I'm going to go in with the Kryolan gel skin effect, which comes in this bottle. So you can pretty easily apply it as long as it's the right consistency. What you have to do with this product is heat it almost to a boiling point in a pot of water. Similar to spirit gum, you want to make sure that the gel effects is a specific consistency, because if it's too warm, it's too kind of soupy and it will kind of drip off. You want it to be a little gelatinous. So I would recommend definitely testing it on your hand or your wrist before you go in on your face. You don't want it to be falling into your eye or burning your skin. So make sure it is the correct temperature and that it is also the correct consistency. I'm taking a palette knife and I'm blending out the edges. I have gone in and I'm kind of just building up the inner periphery of these scars so that they look nice and dimensional. Once the gel effects firms up on your skin, you can go back in, and I'm taking my palette knife and I'm just kind of carving out those scars so that they're a little bit more clear. Lastly, I'm going to powder them so that nothing is sticky before I go in for my paint jobs. This is just some translucent powder. First step in my paint job is going to be to use the Kryolan Dermacolor, which has really good coverage. I'm going to pale out all of the skin around where I place my gel effects for my scars. Now I'm going to go in with the red Dermacolor and I'm going to break up the skin tone. Next, I'm going to use my alcohol activated Bic colors. These are really great because they're sort of like watercolors, except you use them with 99% alcohol. And what they do is they give nice sheer washes of color. And what I'd like to do is build up many layers of different colors. And I use my synthetic bristle brushes as well as my synthetic sponge to kind of create a texture. You can see here, really breaking up the colors, give the appearance of a textured and transparent skin flesh tone. I'm going in now with my dark blood tone to define the scar area. And I go around the scar area with red because I want to make sure to make it look nice and puffy and damaged. Next up, I'm darkening the eye sockets with a cool bluish gray. And then I'm going to go in with black to define the sockets further. I'm going in and creating those angry frown lines and defining the lips as well as the labial folds and the nose. Adding a little bruising to the forehead, a little more contouring around the forehead, and going in and redefining the edges of those scars with some white alcohol activated paint. Next up is the teeth. I'm using the Kryolan Nicotine tooth stain as well as the black tooth stain, and really giving us that sexy tooth effect. For the pea soup vomit, I'm using 2-plast with green aqua color. I just mixed the two together and applied it to my chin there. You don't have to use 2-Plast, you could also use gel effects or liquid latex. Now I'm going to take the Krylon Film Blood A, which is a really nice kind of scabby blood. It has this like grit to it, and I'm going to go in and define those scars to really darken them up. It's time to put on our garb. I literally got these robes from Goodwill. I'm just taking a brown wig that I had lying around, cutting the bangs, and adding some extra firm gel to hold those bangs down. Taking some transparent jelly and applying it to the vomit and the lips to make it look nice and fresh. For a full list of all the products that I used in this tutorial, check out the description box below. And there we are, that wraps up our Exorcist Halloween look. Thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned because I'll be doing Halloween tutorials for the rest of October. If you have a recommendation for a look that you'd like to see me do, leave a comment. If you want to see a clue for tomorrow's look, go over to my Instagram, and if you have any questions about this or any other tutorials, feel free to tweet me on Twitter. Until tomorrow!